10 customs in the UK that shock foreigners every time. Stepping into Britain for the first time can feel like entering a parallel universe. Same alphabet, same traffic signs, same pop culture. And yet, everything's just a little off. It's not the grand landmarks or the rainy skies that leave newcomers speechless. It's the small, everyday habits, those quirky routines woven into British life that don't seem to make sense at first. Welcome to a land where plugs have switches, taps don't mix, and queuing is an unspoken art. These are the 10 customs in the UK that shock foreigners every time. 10. Having 2 separate taps, hot and cold only. Imagine it. You've just landed in the UK, check into your charming little inn, head to the sink, and then stare. Why are there 2 taps? One for hot water that could boil pasta, and the other for ice cold. No mixer, no middle ground. To many, this seems like a plumbing relic from a bygone era. Foreigners, especially from countries where mixer taps are standard, find this genuinely confusing. But in many British homes, especially older ones, it's tradition, rooted in historic safety regulations that kept hot and cold water separate. The result? A nation of people who've mastered the art of hand washing with alternating extremes. 9. Pub etiquette. No table service, no tipping required. For many travellers, walking into a British pub feels like entering sacred territory. But then confusion sets in. No one's coming to your table. Do you seat yourself? Do you wait to be served? Spoiler alert, you go to the bar. British pubs have their own rhythm. No waitstaff taking your order. No tipping required at the counter. You order, you pay, and you carry your drinks. It's self-service by design. And then there's the age-old custom of buying rounds. One person buys drinks for the group, and the next person returns the favour. A simple gesture, but surprisingly complex for visitors unfamiliar with the rhythm. 8. Roundabouts. The whirlwind of driving. To the untrained eye, British roads can feel like puzzles, especially when roundabouts appear every few miles. While many countries use them occasionally, Britain has taken them to another level. There are mini roundabouts, turbo roundabouts, even multi-lane monsters that swirl with the chaos of a traffic ballet. Foreign drivers often find them confusing or intimidating, especially since UK rules require yielding to the right and no unnecessary signals. But to Brits, roundabouts are elegant solutions to traffic flow and a point of national pride. They're everywhere, and they work. That is, if you know the unspoken rules. 7. No power sockets in the bathroom. You're getting ready for the day, reach for your hairdryer and… wait, no socket? Not in the bathroom? To foreigners, especially those from North America or Europe, the lack of power outlets near the sink is downright inconvenient. But in Britain, it's standard. Due to safety regulations, electrical outlets are banned in most bathrooms, except for special low-voltage shaver sockets. So, want to style your hair or use an electric toothbrush? You might find yourself using the hallway mirror or dragging your gear into the bedroom. It's a minor daily inconvenience that feels like a major culture shock for many. 6. The sacred art of queuing. Ah, the queue, Britain's silent symphony. This isn't just standing in line, it's a national ritual. Order, fairness, and patience reign supreme. There's no pushing, no shuffling, and absolutely no skipping. If you cut in line, whether for a bus, a sandwich, or a pint, you won't get shouted at. Instead, expect passive-aggressive tuts, icy stares, and the weight of centuries of social discipline pressing down on you. It's subtle, but unforgettable. For Brits, queuing is about respect. For newcomers, it can be a test of observation, learning to spot an invisible line and join it seamlessly. 5. Locking the front door from the inside with a key. You're in your flat, safe and sound, but the door won't lock unless you insert a key from the inside. It's one of the lesser-known quirks of British housing. Unlike countries with built-in interior locks or deadbolts, many UK homes, especially traditional ones, require you to physically use a key to secure the door from either side. For first-time visitors, this feels unnecessarily complicated or even unsafe. But to Brits, this is normal. It's part of daily life. Double locking before bed? That's just what you do. And yes, you'll need to know exactly where your keys are, always. 4. Mysterious shower controls that defy logic. You step into a British shower and brace yourself. Not for the water, but for the controls. Is it a dial? A box on the wall? A ceiling pull cord? Why are there 3 switches? British showers, particularly electric ones, come in many baffling forms. Some have to be powered on with a separate wall switch. Others heat water on demand, but with pressure that feels like mist or a jet engine. For visitors, it can take a few tries and temperature shocks to figure out how to bathe. For Brits, it's just another morning challenge, like tea without milk. 3. Understatement as a language. Ask a Brit how they're doing and you'll hear, "Not too bad." What does it mean? Anything from "I'm fine" to "I just broke my leg." Welcome to the beautiful world of British understatement. Brits don't exaggerate, they downplay. A catastrophe is a bit of a bother. A disaster? Could be worse. Compliments are subtle. Criticism is veiled in politeness. And sarcasm? It's everywhere, but so dry you'll miss it if you blink. For foreigners, especially those from more expressive cultures, this can be maddening. But once you tune into the rhythm, it's like learning a secret code. 2. Plug sockets with on-off switches. You've plugged in your phone. Hours later, it's still dead. Why? Because in Britain, plug sockets have switches and you forgot to turn it on. This tiny red switch beside each socket is a classic British safety feature. It prevents electricity from flowing unless activated. Smart, right? But to foreigners, especially those who've never seen such a thing, it's a guaranteed misstep. It's not just phones either. Kettles, toasters, even TVs won't work unless the socket is on. Once you know, you'll never forget. Until then, prepare for moments of confusion and uncharged devices. 1. The relentless politeness but no real small talk. The UK is famously polite. Please, thank you, cheers and sorry are sprinkled throughout every conversation. But here's the twist. It doesn't always lead to deeper conversation. Visitors often expect friendliness to mean openness. But in British culture, polite conversation can be very surface level. Your neighbour may greet you every day, but you'll never know their name. Your co-worker may chat about the weather, but never mention their weekend. This sense of quiet reserve is deeply British. It's not coldness, it's comfort in boundaries. And once you understand it, it feels like a warm cup of tea, familiar, subtle, and never too much. From switched-off plugs to coded conversations, the customs in the UK that shock foreigners are part of what makes Britain so uniquely British. Strange at first, endearing later, and unforgettable always. These everyday quirks are more than habits. They're cultural fingerprints. Welcome to the UK, the land of polite puzzles and delightful confusion. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notification bell.